Ellos piensan que esto nos enseñará una lección, pero no entienden que esto es muy traumatizante para nuestra mente joven. Entiendo que algunos de nosotros no actuamos jóvenes o no nos quedamos en nuestro lugar como niños. Al mismo tiempo, las personas necesitan comprender la vida que vivimos y los temores, la lucha y por nosotros mismos, porque no hay nadie a nuestro lado.
They think this would teach us a lesson, but they don't understand that this is a very traumatizing situation for our young minds. I understand that some of us don't act young or stay in a child's place. At the same time, people need to understand the life that we live and the fears, struggle, and pain we go through and overcome every day by ourselves. There is nobody by our side.
I was recently blessed to be contacted to work with this documentary, which is working with this magazine called The Beat Within, which is a magazine focused on working with kids from inside detention centers and sharing the poetry that they make in one of the most poetic places that there is, in one of the worst places that there is. And so I'm going to read you a little piece by Isaiah first, and then a few others. Why I write is because I have to, because that is the only thing that brings me peace. Why I write? Because it brings me joy, happiness, and passion to just keep writing. Why I write? Because people say I'm a very quiet person, but very lethal with my writing and what I write about. This is a piece called Lies by a youth named Juvenile in detention center right now. The greed feeds the ruthless violence. People don't care. All this useless silence. Speak up. Get loud. You should try it. The truth is vibrant. It's time to shut down a stupid tyrant. This is a piece by a kid named Tommy in the detention center right now. My decision making in the past got me to where I'm at now, but I won't let my past dictate my future. I control my own destiny. So with that being said, I declare myself accountable for the steps I'll take to get there. There's also a quote attached. I'm here to save you, but who's to save me? Eazy-E. This is a piece called This Is Not a Place of Happiness by Devontae, a kid in detention center right now. This is not a place of happiness. This is a place of hate and sadness. These walls do close in on you, and every day someone tells you when to get up and when to take a shower and when to go to bed. Please do not come to a place like this. Keep your freedom.
Para los jóvenes en la sala juvenil de San Francisco, desde Consuelo. Mi hermano comenzó a ir a Juvenile a la edad de 14 años. Pasó los siguientes 9 años en diferentes prisiones en California. Recuerdo lo horrible que se sintió cuando tuvimos que dejarlo allí. La primera vez fue en Hannah Center para niños. La última vez fue San Quintín. Mi hermano usó su tiempo para educarse y hacer mucha lectura. De cualquier manera, salió y regresó a la comunidad de la misión donde comenzó una nueva vida. Esto es para los jóvenes que están encerrados en el salón juvenil y en hogares del grupo o en un programa. Cuando naces en la lucha, casi parece normal estar pasando por la mierda que estás pasando ahora mismo. Confía en mí, esta lucha que estás en este momento es temporal. Depende de ti para que sea temporal. Depende de ti seguir empujando, querer mejor. El salón juvenil puede ser un cheque de realidad. No lo tomes a la ligera. Tómalo como una lección de aprendizaje y seguir adelante. Mucho amor, en solidaridad, Mónica Carlos.
My name is Susana Rojas and I'm the Youth Services Manager for Mission Neighborhood Centers. We want to tell you that you are welcome at Presida Center. Here at Presida Center we have different programs for youth. We have after school programs for kids as young as first grade and all the way through the 8th grade. We have case management programs for avenidas that are called avenidas that are for youth who may be in a little trouble, so we can help you get back on track. We have our home detention program for youth who are going through probation and then they need to comply with some situations and some judge orders. You are welcome to come by. We have our RTP program which collaborates with other community agencies, and most important, we have open arms and a safe space for you. During the summer we had a group of kids that came from the different programs that we just described, and they wrote letters about for you all to come and learn about how they feel and how they think about you, and that you have brothers and sisters waiting here to help you succeed and to let you know that you're not alone. So if you're watching this and you feel that you're alone, know that you're not, and if you need help, know that Presida is here for you.
My name is Lolly and I have a letter. Dear peers, you may not know me, but whoever this is being read by, I hope you keep your head up. Whatever you are going through in juvenile hall, things will get better. Stay positive, because you being positive might help someone else's day or make them feel better. You have family and friends waiting for you, so don't jeopardize your time by doing the wrong thing in juvenile. Keep your head up and fight till you get out. When you do get out, remember to stay positive and to continue doing good things.
Dear people, my name is Kina, and I hope one day you can see the real and what you can do when you're not behind bars. It would be so much fun when you can see the world and learn new things and have fun with your family and friends. Thank you. Bye.
Hi, my name is Serenity. Dear people, life is happy. Nobody in the world is perfect. Everybody has a problem in the world. Some people can be mean and some people can be nice.
My name is Angelina. Dear people, I know some people always feel like they are alone without having someone you can lean on. But there is someone in the world who might be going through the same situation or maybe similar to it, so don't give up. You might not feel the love and support from your loved ones, but strangers are here for you. Everyone makes mistakes and all we can do is fix them. What happens in life is life lessons. Nobody in the world is perfect. I know people might think everything is okay, but there's always a problem in life, and all we can do is work on it. But just never give up.
This is a message from my friend who visited a prison. On this day when I went to prison, I learned a lot about the life of being in prison. I don't think you want to live like these people. They are separated with their race when they're on the yard. Sometimes you can get killed by walking on the wrong side if you're not with your race. You have a cellmate, and when you fight in your room, you're too far, no one is going to save you.
Dear peers, as I know you may not know me, I hope you're doing well and keeping your head up. That I know you're calm and outside and screaming and regretting what you did in the inside. As I know you're trying to heal from the consequences and knowing sincere regrets. As I may not know what you did, I know you're brave on facing your consequences.
Hello, my name is Jonathan. Dear people of Juvenile Hall, certain people always think that people who are convicted and sent to juvie are all bad people. I know for a fact that is not true. I am a teenager just like you all. I know how hard it is to live a very social life. I've known many people who have been in and out of jail and away from their family. Your families are just as hurt as you guys. I know for certain that you will get out soon and ready to be there and protect your family. Thank you.
For all you youth in Juvenile Hall, my name is Sophia, and what I've got to say to you is think about all your families. You may be locked up, but you're never locked up in your family's hearts. They're always thinking about you. You're always there, even though if you're not physically there, you're always there in their heart, and they're waiting for you to get out. Do your best on your best behavior and get out and go show your families love for the time you've missed with them.
Hello from people out here to people inside. My name is Mireya Ishel Dea when I perform, and the only reason that I'm here today is because I know people, my life has been systems impacted. I haven't been in the system myself, so I can't say I know what it's like to be in the system, but I know what it's like to be systems impacted, and I know what it's like to have a close family member, my dad, incarcerated for I'm only 14 now, so most of my life. He was gone for 6 years, and it hurts, and I know, but he told me everything that kept him going in there was knowing that he has family outside and knowing that someone is going to be there for you when you come out. There is a better life for you, and don't let anyone ever demean you even after you come out, that something like a job opportunity won't come around, because I'm gonna make it big. I believe in myself that I'm gonna make it big. So if you ever need something, you can come to me. I will find job opportunities for you. I know people who found job opportunities for my father. I know people who found job opportunities for a lot of incarcerated people in my family and other families. And so don't ever let that tiny little thing bring you down, because I know it's a big thing thinking about future when you're outside of the situation that you're in right now. But don't ever let that bring you down. And just keep your head up while you're inside too. Be aware of everything. Those dark days that you feel where you're just like, it's not worth it anymore, just know to push harder, and that everyone on the outside is waiting for you. Even if you feel like your family's not there for you, or if you know that you're not gonna have that many people on the outside, there's people waiting for you. People who don't even know you right now are going to meet you, and they're going to love you, and they're going to accept you for who you are. And I accept you for who you are no matter what, even if I don't know you. And just know that there's always a better life outside of where you're at right now. And I found that really important for me when I was growing up, knowing that people would be like, oh, your dad's not here right now, so forget it. No, there's always a better day. He's here for me now, and I appreciate that, and I love him the same even if he went away. He made me a better person, if anything, taught me the struggles. So there's always a better day for you, and you're special. You were put on this earth to do something, to be someone. If you were meant to be no one or meant to do nothing, you wouldn't be here. I'm just saying it right now. So just know that we love you out here, and we support you, and keep your head up. Know that every day is a blessing. You are a blessing. Every breath you take is sacred. So yeah, keep that inside of you. Much love. And whenever you come out, hit us up, because we're waiting for new voices, new talent, new people.
One thing I want to impart on the youth, I just remember being young, kind of ignorant, and I wouldn't think about stuff like the way I think about stuff now, because I didn't really have anything that I really cared about. But you have to realize the things that are in place, the things that don't necessarily seem like they're beneficial to you in any type of way, like your friends, your family, that one teacher that talked to you that one time, because you'll notice that as much as you like to believe that no one cares about you, there's always going to be someone there. The other thing is that there's too much worry. There's too many people worried about they got their priorities all messed up, and the only thing that's really important in this life is time. Money, it comes and goes. Your friends, they come and go. People just shift throughout your life, but time is the only valuable currency. So just don't waste no days, don't waste no time. Every day, go out and make yourself better.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm the guy who did Dead Presidents. I wrote that piece when I was in a detention center, a lot like you guys, so it means a lot to me because I had a lot of time to sit and think about the meaning behind why I was there and the systems that led to me being there, because I didn't even commit any crimes. My parents just paid money for me to go away, and I'm sure that may or may not be your story, but it ends. One day you will leave. Even if they don't tell you when, even if, I don't know if you guys got a release date or if it's 25 to whatever, but hang in there. It gets better. Work for it. Don't become a lifer. I've seen lifers, and that shit, that's waste of a heart. Don't do that. Thank you. Hang in there.
So my message is plain and simple. It's just, everybody's placed where they are to grow from their circumstances, and all y'all listening to this message have the golden opportunity to do that. Everyone's like a seed. They can grow from where they are into something more than that.
So, if I was to have a message to give to anybody willing to pay attention enough to listen and heed it, I would say learn to accept your own darknesses in the sense that knowing that they are a part of you, and that your light, no matter how dim or dull you may think it is, will always be brighter than those darknesses that it creates. Being great results in you overshadowing those whom are not like you or think that they can't be great, but at the same time it inspires them to reach a point where they can shine their own light back upon you, and so that you can feel the warmth that you brought them in return. And that's one of the most important things to me involving my artistry, and the one thing I would pass on to anybody, because no matter how much darkness there is in this world, there is always going to be somebody willing to shine, and I'm hoping that that will be you.
Good afternoon. My name is Jeremy Vasquez. I am a proud member of San Francisco. I'm a founder and I am a community outreach coordinator for Vasilia, which means royalty in Greek. It is a nonprofit in San Francisco that is youth-led, and I am honored to be here shooting this video, talking to my young kings and queens, and hopefully this video will inspire you. Vasilia was created by about 7 or 8 youth and transitional age adults who saw art as a way out. I'm an artist as well. I'm an author and spoken word artist. And I found art to be one of the callings of my life when I was going through my own turbulence growing up. The youth that I met use art to empower their communities through social justice and through empowering them through the positive, beautiful things they do in the community. We have muralists, we have rappers, we have singers, we have dancers. If the mind can imagine it, they're creating it. These young artists came to me and told me about their personal plights, how some of them were in juvenile hall systems, foster cares, how some of them were homeless, some of them were raped, some of them were released from high school, some of them were kind of, as I would describe it, they fell between the cracks of the city. And when they were here in this place, they used art and music to rejuvenate themselves, to get out of whatever situations they were in, to use their pain as their platform to be greater than what they suffered. So they came to me with some of their ideas and some of their goals, and I found it worth investing in. I was a teacher in the district of San Francisco. I chose not to return. I chose to focus full-time on accomplishing the dreams of my students and myself. I have a niece who's 4 years old who saw them perform once, and she told me she wanted to make art. She wanted to be in the studio. This is a young child who is artificially inseminated, which means she has no father, no family. I wanted to bring her a family. I wanted her to inherit something. My dad never left me with anything, so I wanted to leave my family and my niece with a legacy. This nonprofit is their legacy. This nonprofit is for the city. It is for everyone of color, every young student, every young dreamer. Because all we are artists trying to make the world a better place through our music, through our audio, and through our visual art. And that is why Vasilia is here, and that is what Vasilia will be doing the rest of our time.
This poem is called The People's Champ. The People's Champ must be everything the people can't be. It takes courage to climb up to the highest peak and proclaim it as an ambassador for the weak, those who can't stand tall enough for others to be reminded by their sight that they are still there, persevering through all the sadness life has wrought upon their weary heads as they try at the very least to be able to lay their heads down at night and sleep through the hours they used to cry in a corner alone to themselves where they knew no one person could think to look. It's so cliche the word old doesn't really define it the right way. And the characteristics prove how I feel inside is the best and only way I should be living my life today. The people's champ conquers all obstacles for a purpose much greater than his own ambitions, and he knows that life is about more than simply winning against the system or society. To him, it's about provisions for those souls left to dry up like raisins in the baking sun, forgotten. As is the past, where minds tend not to linger, although they definitely choose to remember those times people got what you might have wanted but didn't need. You'll remember that time he bought you everything despite the fact that he knew you had money. The people's champ is a beacon of hope. For those lost in the darkness without a doubtful guide, he is lucky enough to have ventured through those dreadfully shallowed halls filled with an emptiness he wouldn't wish upon his worst enemy. So of course, he sheds radiant light into the endless chasms anyone might find themselves trapped in. The people's champ burdens himself with the pain of any other that he can say is deserving of the time a new day brings. It belongs solely on his shoulders in order for happiness and the smiles of the people's faces to usher in a new world order. The people's champ demands respect for any and all who can't speak up for themselves or fear that no one will ever listen, and so they're stuck in a deep hole that they dug themselves and don't know how they could ever possibly learn to stop and climb back to the surface, where there's always a select few trying to snuff out the power you've shown with their disgusting faces and irrelevant connotations involving identity, which is something impossible for them to perceive. The people's champ shows those who couldn't believe how amazing the night sky is when you can look and see the stars gleam and wonder if that's ever going to be you rather than a dream. It shouldn't matter how others think or what they believe. What matters truly is how special your perception will allow you to witness you can be, or if your mind will let you remember the people's champ must be everything the people can't be. I've seen too much to let slide the poor treatment of my kings and queens who were born as royalty. When it comes down to the gist of all things, you'll see the people's champ is just a person who seeks truth and gives purpose to anyone who feels they might not really be worth it. And that's what matters, making sure a child's dreams don't get shattered or letting reality take a swing and strike out, maybe even buy a ring. Something you never thought you'd be able to do, and place it on the finger of the one person to show enough love that you finally dropped all your firearms to throw up a white flag. I hope to be the inspiration you need to get out of your bed the next morning and be mindful of the fact that you're still breathing. So why is it important for someone strong to take up the mantle of the people's champ? I'll say it one more time in hopes that you understand. The people's champ must be everything the people can't be, so that they know anything has always been the people's greatest possibility.
My name is Sophia, and my poem is called Justice League. Like Wonder Woman, I bring nothing but the truth, willing to swing my lasso on the liars. Like Green Lantern, I've got those green eyes that bring the light. Strong when willing to fight for our rights. Like Batman, spreading knowledge on those who inquire it the most. Like Superman, I bring those who want to fly with me. Like Aquaman, going to use my telepathic ability to change the world. Talking to the sea creatures to unite all the seas as one, just as we should unite all the countries as one. Like the Flash, zoom in to help everyone in my community. Like Martian Manhunter, lifting up my people for those who can't lift themselves. Like Dr. Fate, guiding those to find their true fate. Like Captain Atom, bringing others together, bigger and better. Like Zatanna, Zatara, my voice is pure magic. Like Power Girl, my super hearing listens to everyone. Like Firestorm, bringing the fire to everyone's desires. Like Vixen, I bring the inner animal out in everybody. We are the Justice League, and justice shall be served.
Okay, I'll call this Dead Presidents. Dead President, Dead president setting the precedent against the heaven set ideals trampled by the heels of those stampeding for meals. It's a condition you can't petition unless the whole world make it their mission to stop feeding the evil, start giving power to the feeble. For when the meek shall inherit the earth, give them the birth to inform the ignorant to the full extent of their curse. There's no worse sin than a man with his mind closed, finger on the page, always got a quote from the Bible to justify the 5-0 in the U.S. police state. They see the newly poor and they call in their old hate. That's some rotten remains that they stole from the Klan's plate. And now this blah ball motherfucker talking about he gonna make America great again with the mighty and powerful presidential pen, taxing the poor people so the better classes can win. That's some fuck shit, and I'm coming straight out to say it. Fuck this bullshit game and the motherfuckers that play it. Woo!
Oh, it's real heavy.
It's heavy in here. It is. Mireya Shell Dea, as I speak to you today, it's for the women in my life, for myself, for the queens, and for the kings to listen.
Yes.
She sings to her baby in her room. Everything is everything. Mama's here. Don't worry. 'Cause everything is everything. She tells her when she's born. Welcome, baby girl, her presence has arrived. With strength filling her eyes, she is born to survive. A life that will make another to motivate. She is the source of creation, healing, and beautification. They say a woman's curse is birth, and I don't know if they mean giving life or receiving their own was worse, but a life a woman goes through can never be compared to the life of some broke dude living off no food, because she has the hope or worry of feeding for both without a man at home, scared that she'll end up alone. Because a boy can swear he's a man, but leave when a new baby's at hand, and all of a sudden he wants the plan, but it's your baby that you're carrying, and you're doing all that you can. But baby girl, everything is everything. Remember that after winter must come spring, 'cause everything is everything. I was born a princess, but you treat me like a queen. A woman should never be left unseen or ever feel demeaned. A woman's worth is more valuable than some designer purse. These days we become so accustomed to buying into this curse. Love the woman who gives you her all, even in her worst. Respect her, 'cause she reminds you that everything is everything. A woman is sacred, a beautiful being, and everything is everything. My mother, Alejandra Mojica, my grandmother, Juliana Mojica, my grandmother, Gladys Garcia, my grandmother, Antonia Noguera, should directly translate to world's greatest mothers and should be honored with love like no other. Give her the sensation of her baby's first touch and the joy of when her baby girl said her first words, the look in her eyes when she saw her take her first steps, and let her be able to sit back and just breathe. Be able to dream of a life better than hers and be able to achieve the knowledge that she has created a life that adores hers. She has created one who dreams to be as lovely as she is, because mama, all the material things I could have over you wouldn't make my life or dreams come true. You have taught me that everything is everything. A woman is sacred, a beautiful being, 'cause everything is everything. If I could wish for anything in the world, I would still wish for you, because even though we fight and argue, my heart still longs for you. Mommy, you are a strong, beautiful woman. Thank you for being my mom. A heart full of gold with so much to offer. There aren't enough words to explain it. My mama raised me up on intents to let me know that I am limitless. She got me singing, everything is everything. A woman is sacred, a beautiful being, 'cause everything is everything. Thank you.
I'm KJ. This is a piece I wrote when I got sent away. They've been reaching out. It's my old people. Lost souls, truth be told, they're old people. Missed calls, the opportunities lost. I promise I hit you up when I'm free. That's what I told people. I'm off trail in a distant forest. God got me searching like a damn tourist. I never heard a better course than when Earl dropped Doris. I need a big thesaurus to tell you how I felt. I never thought I'd be all on my own. I never thought I would come back and it hurt to be home. 'Cause I know things are different, and they tell me they listen, but it's still feeling different. 'Cause I know that I'm different, but they still just as persistent as Rocky with his sequels. The conversations are lethal, they never saw me as equal. No wonder why they sent me off to have some distance. I'm still pissed, tripping, I'm analyzing my feelings. Like how would I talk to people, the people that wouldn't listen. They quick to judge what they missing some information. I said I'd call in a minute, I didn't 'cause I'm complacent. Minute I got problems, a minute it's frustrating. It's hard to have trust when for granted you've been taken. But how could they understand, my mans, we too different. My friends change and move like the sand. How would I listen?
Hi, my name is Kaya, and I'm going to be reading you guys a poem that I wrote back in senior year for my English class. I was tasked to talk about something that I felt very strongly about, and I felt that this is exactly what needed to be said. So this is chapter 20, A Life Worth Living. Wind whispers through your hair. Smiles and the consumption of happiness follow its lead. Walking the beaten path, the labyrinth of trees can distract or destroy you. Set your focus beyond the finish line, then realize the finish line doesn't exist. You persevere until you can't breathe and never do what you wish. Conscious calling, yet now you act on animal instinct. Fool me once, you say, is only a shame on you. Fool me twice, you say, still a shame and still true. Now come with me, you say. Fly before we fall to a doom unknown. Come with me until your legs lay 6 feet below. Riding the river Styx, you pay the boatman his 2 pence. He looks you in your eyes. Let's get lost in a world of lies. So you follow on a night like this, little wind and little stars, looking at your future, only leaving a trail of scars. Was it all worth it? Every textbook opened and purchased. Every tree cut to print your final essay, slaughtering the child inside who has no say. And then when he, she, they wish to be free, you group up with your friends to drink or pass the weed. We're reducing ourselves to fictitious atoms at best, giving up pieces of our souls to pass a test. Giving up our smiles for years spent drowning in debt, in homework, in false dreams, in queens, in crowning. What really matters anymore? I know I'd like to know. Because for every parent that is stuck on their 9-inch screen, there's a little boy or girl imagining a king and a queen. There's love and respect, curiosity that ain't perfect, but it doesn't have to be. Remove the adjectives from your life. Who decides whether or not you're a good husband or a good wife? Is it your teachers? Is it your parents? Is it your boss? No, it's you. But then again, I understand why those voices are the only ones you could hear, because you were too busy trying to graduate at the end of the year. But now all you are is a tombstone, faded and cracked. But that is not all you have to be. You are a creation of anomaly. Thousands of 1 in a millions cultivated together. Who says you have to be anything? Because this life is simply what you make it. This life is simply what you take it. This moment in this reality is only a choice. You either sit quiet on the bleachers or you stand up strong with your voice. Because I will no longer keep my vocal cords locked in a mental jail, because even without happy endings, my story is going to be one hell of a tale. With this smile and these hands, with this heart and these plans. You see, I will create the world I need for my dreams to survive. And that simply starts with keeping love alive. So, life isn't just about essays or passing your classes. Life is about loving and living as every moment passes. And I implore you, look inside that beautifully crafted heart. Like Dora, here's your map, and now you know where to start. So learn to giggle and learn to laugh. Because for most of us, life isn't just about learning math. And learn to love, learn to be kind, be the heroes you've always needed, and leave the darkness behind. To all those who are afraid, I want you to know that I am scared too. There are days when I just sit and cry because I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go, and I don't know what I want to be. But then there's this majestic moment when I turn in the mirror and I see me. I look in that mirror, and even through the tears I smile, because I know I've got love and guts which should last me a while. So to end this, I only have a few words left to spend. I need you all to close your eyes and with me, for a moment, pretend. Imagine the days when you were just a wee child, when the river was an ocean and your backyard a forest grown wild. For many of us, it was these days that life was most worth living. The love and happiness we had was simplistic and giving. Imagine if we could live in a world just the same, when the light in our hearts showered others, when the people we met in the sandbox were treated like sisters and brothers. Keep that going. All throughout your life, let the beauty and purity of that sweetness follow you like a bee to nectar. Do not let it go. Grasp it and hold it close as if it were your most prized possession. Because in life, learning to love was the most important lesson. Keep that smile and that heart as your clock keeps ticking. And maybe at your final hour, you'll see that this was a life worth living.
So, on February 23rd, 2016, I was pulled out of my bed in this very house by an ex-cop and an ex-Marine and thrown into a blacked out SUV in my underwear. I had committed no crimes, there had been no police interactions with me, and I was given no court date. Nobody, like, this was totally out of the blue with no, and in my opinion, illegal. It was a kidnapping. Taken to Oakland Airport and put on a plane that I didn't know the destination of, and I landed in Utah and got driven, I think it was 5 hours out into the wilderness, stripped for any other possessions I might have had, and then put into some basic hiking gear, given a 70-pound backpack with food and supplies, and put with a group of 10 people, and hiked, I think, when I touched down, we hiked, I think it was 20 miles, and that was my first day in wilderness. You know, when we were doing these insane 20-mile hikes, we would, sometimes, obviously there were people who couldn't handle that because these were just regular kids pulled out of their beds and put into extreme situations. And so kids would be hiking, and after the, 10th hour of hiking or something, a kid would just throw up and fall down on the ground, and they would just, it would be up to us to carry him, or we'd just put a tarp over him and set up camp there. And it was pure fatigue, because, there was a culture of, if you throw up, if you fall, if you slip up, you get left behind. And, the middle of the wilderness in Utah is really not the place you want to get left behind. Especially, because in the summer it would get over 110 degrees on certain days. And in the winter it got below freezing. And then it was in the desert, so these temperatures also changed every single day drastically. So it was really not a fun way to go, and I don't know ultimately at the end if they would have saved you or not if you really did fall behind or get lost. But they definitely made it seem like there was no rescue. And then it was just like that for 3 months straight, eating out of a cup that they gave you. You couldn't wash it. The only thing you could do was fill it up with dirt, use leaves to clean it out, and then boil it in the campfire if you had water. And we set up our own shelters, built up and broke down camp every single morning to hike however many miles. And then they didn't tell you how long it was going to be. They didn't tell you why this was happening. It was all for you to figure out. And you eventually, by the end of your stay, got a picture of how long the stays were. It was usually around 3 months. But this is all stuff they didn't tell you. They said, you leave when you're ready, or you leave when you make progress. And so then eventually I guess I made enough progress to be put into an even worse facility called Vista. When I was in detention center, there was about 15 of us or so. I think it was 16 at the most, and I think 10 at the least of us together in a house for months on end. And it was just psychologically brutal conditions. They didn't otherwise a completely normal person who I'd never, I'm sure in the real world would never have done this, stabbed me right there during dinner for no reason with a fork. And it was just somebody I thought I was just cool with. And And because it's the pressure of this place where you don't know why you're there, you don't know how long you're going to be there for, and so it just pushes people to the extreme. They've been out of their element for years on end, some of these people, and they just snap, and then they use that as further evidence to keep you there, and why you need to be there more, and why your parents need to pay them more, and it's just part of a fucked up system, and they don't like to talk about that. They like to suppress conversation about that. It's all very psychological, and they have people who will physically enforce you not talking about things like that, just like they have people who will physically enforce you not running away even though you're not committing a crime. And it's like you got 17-year-old 18-year-old kids who are just mentally broken. And then, and before they went in, when their parents decided to have them sent away, it was like they were in states where, they weren't at their best, but this didn't help.
Hola, buenas tardes. Yo soy Felipe
Hello, good
Hernández.
afternoon.
Trabajo
I am
aquí,
Felipe
estamos aquí
Hernandez
en
and I
el
work
Instituto
here. We
Familiar
are
de la
here
Raza
in
en San
Instituto
Francisco,
Familiar
en
de
la
la Raza
Misión.
in San
Estoy al
Francisco
lado
in the
de
Mission.
Robinson.
I'm
Robinson
here
es uno de
next to
los jóvenes
Robinson.
que
Robinson
trabajo.
is one of the young
Robinson
men that I
estuvo
work
conmigo
with.
por casi un año
Robinson
y
was
medio
with me for
y
almost 1.5
estuvo
years,
en la cárcel
and
juvenil.
he was in the
Tiene
juvenile
ya ¿cuántos años
detention.
llevas aquí?
How many years have you been
3
here?
años.
3
¿Y cómo
years.
llegaste aquí a San
How did you
Francisco,
get to San Francisco, Robinson?
Con mi tío,
I came with my uncle, but he was apprehended. Then immigration got me too, and they sent me to Michigan. From Michigan, that's when they sent me to San Francisco with my parents.
Llegando a Michigan fue la primera vez que
Getting to San
metieron a
Francisco
una
was at the
cárcel
time
juvenil,
that
a
you
una
went to the
cárcel.
detention, juvenile detention center. No, that was when I got to San Francisco. After a year, I was here. I got into trouble, and then after the first problem, I got an opportunity. Then I got into another problem, and that's why I went to the juvenile detention center. And when you were there in the juvenile detention center, were you thinking that you were gonna get out soon, or that you were gonna stay there? How did it happen that you got to the instituto and to work with the first social worker? During the time I was in the juvie, I thought that I was gonna be for a long time there, for the rest of my life. I was scared, for my minds were going a lot of things. But my lawyer helped me a lot. He started studying and finding evidence. But then I met the social workers. When I got to San Francisco, I worked with a psychologist who helped me forget everything, all the bad things that happened in my country. Where are you from? What country are you from? I'm from Guatemala. Why did you leave Guatemala? Because over there the gangs were starting to form. Where I was born, and after I was born, my uncle was murdered. That's why I came over here. That's why all of my family is here. That's why my parents decided to bring me to San Francisco. After you were inside the juvenile, you were assigned a person that was gonna help you to stay with probation, to be able to reach your programs. How did that work? After that, I was assigned a social worker that was going to help me, to take me to court, to look programs that could help me, for me to be able to let the judge know that I'm responsible, and to be in everything
that I'm assigned to be at. How do you think that helped you? Were you able to get out, and after that you went back into the community, you went back to school? But what happened so you would be able to go back to school to get other services? How did you get connected? After I left juvie, they told me that I wasn't gonna be able to go back to the same school because of the crime I committed. Then me and my mom went to another school, but at that school they said that the letter hasn't reached there. So then I went to another school, and that's when I started with everything, with all of the requirements that they asked me, that my social worker asked me to do. So were you thinking that because of this arrest you were going to be deported, sent back to your country? Yes, because I didn't want to go back to my country. Because right now they started the gangs, and they would think that because you're different and because you just came back from this country, they think that you're rich, and it's possible that you can get killed over there. So for security reasons you wanted to stay here, right? Yes. So the services that you were offered by the social workers, how did that help you? They helped me a lot because my social worker got me into these programs that were gonna really help me in the future and also in my present, to be able to erase my record and start over in this country. So you're gonna be able to arrange your immigration papers. Yes, they're working with me and my mom on that. So now that all of the system of the juvenile system has changed, that all the laws has changed, there used to be more than 2, 3, 4 people in one cell. Right now that has changed, right?
Todavía continuando con los servicios
so still continuing with the services outside, because you finished probation, right? How long were you in probation? Half year. So after the half year you were done with everything? Yes. My social worker told me that if I continue to do the good things that I was doing, I was going to be able to erase my record. Okay. That's right, to be able to erase it completely. So after you finished probation, you were assigned to another programs like El Camino de la Paz, and you started working here with me. So what has happened with these programs? How did they help you? They've helped me a lot. They've helped me understand the good and the bad. They helped me think about acting, and it's helped me in everything up until this moment. All of that has helped me. I think a lot before getting into trouble. So, also, now that you see a future with you, where do you see yourself in 10 years? My dream is to be a soccer player, and I hope to be a great soccer player. And if that's not possible, then I'm gonna follow another career. That's very good. So thank you so much, Robinson, for taking this time and for giving us this very good messages, because we know that there's a lot of Latinos and Hispanic people in the juvenile prison, and it's very nice for us to be able to send this message for them to see that they can be able to get out of the situations they're in. I want to be able to thank you again for taking this time and for doing what you're doing and for being such a strong person for the future. And I'm very proud of you, and I hope that you are going to be able to take care of me as an old person. So thank you very much for this time.
Just wanted to start briefly. I grew up here in San Francisco in the Mission District. At a young age, my mother passed away, and that kind of led me to the street life. When she passed, I kind of gave up hope on society, and I stopped caring about myself and about
everything going on in my life, and I got jumped into the neighborhood street gang, and that led from one thing to the other. My commitment was really to the streets at that point. So I was full-fledged into the streets, and then I gave it my 100%. And that caught up to me. I started getting caught up with the police and getting arrested and getting detained at this police station. And eventually I got caught up for crimes, and I ended up in YGC. It was a steady progression. Things were just getting worse little by little. So from doing a day at YGC to spending a couple of weeks there to spending a couple of months there. Progressively got worse for me. But even doing all that time at Juvenile Hall and getting caught up, it didn't deter me from my lifestyle and what I had committed to. So I kind of just took it in stride, because I kind of felt that was kind of part of what I needed to go through, because growing up in the Mission, I had seen everybody go to prison, like my brother, all of his friends, and it was kind of like the norm. So I kind of felt that was a calling for me, that I had to do that, to become cool in the neighborhood and whatnot. And that's how you earn your stripes and you get your rank and you move up, and you get your respect and whatnot. But I didn't enjoy doing jail time or being incarcerated. I was always put in maximum security. They considered me dangerous. Like when I was in the halls, I was in B5. When I got caught up finally for my case, when I was 17 years old, they sent me to CYA, the California Youth Authority, which I was kind of expecting. I was expecting to go to prison at some point, just not to the Youth Authority. So, which is kind of a blessing in disguise for me, because if I would have went to the penitentiary straight at 18, I don't think I'd be here today. At least I was given a second chance, because I did get wrapped up as a youth, and they're a little bit more lenient with you and they give you more chances as a juvenile. So, I had that in my favor at least. But I went to the Youth Authority in 2004. In 2005, I went to Youth Authority. And my mentality basically was the same thing. I was still focused on my gang ties, and promoting the neighborhood in my city, San Francisco. Like I was repping San Francisco super hard in YA, and that was the forefront of everything I conducted. Was my gang lifestyle and culture. I promoted it and I pushed it, and that just led to more problems in jail. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're in jail, you can still go to jail. They throw you in the hole. So. Just being the fact that I was in YA, I'm accustomed to all this violence and everything. I was like in that mentality to go through it, and survive and do whatever I needed to do to come out on top. And that just put me in a hole, because I initially went to YA. I got sentenced to 2 years, 4 months, but I ended up doing 4 years and 2 months, I believe, on my sentence on my first go around, because I kept getting time ads. So, just fighting and disobeying the authority, I ended up doing more time, almost double my sentence, on my first stretch. And going through all that stuff and going through YA still didn't deter me, or still didn't, change my mentality or my, my way of living. I got paroled. I came out here. I went back to the neighborhood almost immediately. At that point, I was out here. I think I might have been out for 6 months max before I violated my conditions of parole and got sent back to CYA, where I got maxed out my sentence and had to do 2 more years. So I did a total of 6 years in YA. By this time, I was a little bit more mature. I was about to be 25 years old when I was about to get paroled. So basically from 18 to 25, I spent my time incarcerated. And it did toughen me, and it made me harder and more callous and stuff like that. I really didn't care about myself or those around me. But my brother was diagnosed with cancer in 2001 when I was paroled, and he passed away a day after I got out. So I got to visit him at the hospital. But that kind of motivated me to do better, because since I had already gone through it with my mother, I made a conscious decision. I was like, you know what? I have to change, and I have to get away from San Francisco. I have to stop gangbanging. I have to stop committing crimes. I got to stop hustling. I just got to go cold turkey, no more crimes, and and get away from San Francisco so I could give my children a chance. So I was like, I got to enroll myself in school. That's the only thing that's going to give me a chance to be able to fight back and be able to acquire something, be something in life. So I did. I got out. I moved to the East Bay. I enrolled myself in community college. Maybe for the third time, maybe fourth time that I tried this, but this time I was really sincere and really committed to doing good. I was like, well, I've been doing bad my whole life and committed to evil. It's like, what if I just change it up and I commit myself to doing something good and positive, you know what I'm saying? I've been a leader in the neighborhood. I could be a leader in the community, and I could help hella people instead of hurt people. Because, hurt people and bring nothing but pain and suffering, and it's not good for our community. Because that's what we were constantly going through the same issues. I was like, I don't want to contribute and be a problem no more. I want to be able to be something positive and help. So that was really my motivating force. First, it was for my children, but also all the stuff that I had been through, I recognized was wrong. I wanted to bring healing to the hood. I wanted to bring love to the hood. I don't want to bring no more hurt. My girlfriend that was having my daughter, she got pregnant again and got rearrested. So I got full custody of my daughter at the time. She was 1 year old. My son, he was actually born in the county jail. I had to pick him up at 6 days old. So I was a single father going through this stuff, trying to get my life together, and I just looked at it as far as, I've had to fight gangs, and not just one gang, but several different gangs in the mission, the police. I've had everybody against me. I wasn't going to let 2 little children stop me from completing what my goals were, or achieving my goals. They were there for the ride, and they would have to, just rock with me until I accomplished my stuff. So, no matter how hard it was, and it was difficult for me. I'm not even gonna lie. Having 2 little babies by myself, I never imagined or dreamed that I would be doing this on my own. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I've just got no choice. My life's always been rough, so this is just another phase of it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just using this to step as a stepping stone so I can improve my life. So, I went many nights without sleep. I couldn't study around the kids. Like if I try to open my book, you know what I'm saying? They would come here and they want attention to be fed. They'll slap the book out my hand. And I'll be stressed out. From City College and able to transfer to UC Berkeley in 2008, which was a great achievement because I never thought, coming from the neighborhood and just doing 6 years in YA, and from my background, I knew I was intelligent, but I didn't know that I was on that level, that I could compete with everybody else and still carry my own, you know what I'm saying? So when I got to UC Berkeley, it motivated me more to do good and to succeed in life. So I really just focused on my school, and with the babies and all, being a single parent, I was able to graduate in 2010 and get my degree in sociology. At that point, I was fully committed to coming back to the neighborhood and helping out the youth. What we're going to do today is break off into teams, and we're going to go hand out flyers around the neighborhood so that everybody knows to come by tomorrow to pick up some clothes if they need clothes for the winter. So we'll go maybe 4 people per team or something like that, and then we'll come back after we're done handing out flyers, and we'll start organizing all the clothes for tomorrow.
Win it. Let's win it right now. So spades.
Can you guys bring in as many items as you can?
The movie. I don't have a hard time. Got a higher spade, so I would probably dump.
Oh, do I just put one of these there?
So you would lead, and that's all you got. So that's my partner's got that hand right now.
Alright.
So how bad you want it?
There you go. There you go. Oh, okay.
If he wants that hand.
My name is Roberto Alfaro. I'm the executive director of HOMIE. It stands for Homies Organizing the Mission to Empower Youth. We're an organization that was started by youth, for youth. and we're continuing that long tradition here at the organization. So Ray wanted me to talk to the young people and tell you some things. And so the first thing I want to tell you, and the first thing I always tell young people when they come here, is this is your place, this is your house. You might be far away and you might not be able to get here right now because you're incarcerated and you can't get to, you're in the system right now. But when you get out, this is a home for you. This is a place for you. This is where you can come, you can land. If you don't have a place to go, come here. And there's always people here that got love for you, that want to hear from you, that care for you. And so just remember that it doesn't have to be, I'm not gonna give a long speech or say something super long. I just want you to know that this is your home. We're located 2218 Mission Street. It's on the corner 18th and Mission. Come through. Our programming is on Monday evenings from 4 to 8, and then Friday from 4 to 8. So you can come Monday, Friday, but we're open every day of the week. If you want to stop in and find out what we do, just find out about the programs, find out about all the different stuff that we do here, you're more than welcome. This is your house. You have a place, you have a home. That's the whole purpose of this place, right? Is for you. And so that's all I want to say. And I just want to say there's a special person, and his name is Ray Balberan. And he said to us, he said to us a thing that I always tell everybody, is that we love the people, and we love and serve the people, and we love and serve the youth. And so we're here to serve you. We love you, and we want you to come home.
UP Television. United Players Television. United Players Television. UP.
Too bad.
I gotta ride with the killers. Somebody gotta stop the killers. No, not down the bottom, very far up. The short walk. Hey man, this is how we serve our people. Not for the people, but with the people. Right. Who is your daddy? Oh, you got a home? Salute. Oh, sorry. Oh, how nice. Oh, my dream. You want one with cheese, Milton? Yeah. Burger? I'd be like, my hands are. Rico, you gotta stand out. You gotta get butt naked.
I had a guy in the car 10 years.
Hey man, it's your boy, Uncle Damien, with United Players. I'm going to be interviewing a young man today who's had a couple run-ins, with the system, just like I did. I was born and raised in San Francisco, done some extensive time and been blessed to make my way out. So I work hard every day to try to help and mentor youth in my city to do the same thing. And we have a young man today who's traveled that same journey, is on his way to becoming a successful young man. So pay attention, listen up. This is for you. We're here for you. And yeah, man.
Daryl Wilson.
Where you from?
San Francisco.
How old are you?
17.
17 years old. So this young man is been working with me for quite some time. Been able to navigate the probation process with some road bumps, but he's on his way out in a successful manner. That's what we're here for. So tell me some things that have helped you along the way in navigating this process as far as probation is concerned.
Well, one of the first things that helped me is going to United Players, hanging with Damien. You know, he keep me on my head, you know. And then another thing is, like, I stay active. Like, I keep some going with me. I keep some, like, I stay with something to do. Matter of fact, that's a better way to say it. Like, I always stay, like, I don't know, always stay with something to do. Yeah. You know, when they say when you bored, you come up with something to do, and sometimes it's negative, and it end you in a box.
So, at what age would you say that you started getting in trouble and stuff like that? Started going to juvenile hall?
Like 12, 13.
That's about the same age that I was going through there too. So you're saying that, you know, staying active and, you know, working with me, having a mentor, some stuff that's been kept you out of trouble. So you know this video is going to be going to the guys that are currently incarcerated right now. If you had some advice to give them, some wisdom to partake on, you know, people in your age group and that are sitting where you have sat, what advice would you give them?
I mean, go to United Players. You know, Uncle Rudy, Damien, they gonna put you on for sure. Get a job, stay in school, get a girlfriend. I mean, keep something to do.
Find yourself a mentor, stay busy. You know, a job is always helpful. You know, keep a few chips in your pocket if possible, but have a plan. I think we were talking about that earlier. You were saying have a plan. You know, because proper preparation prevents poor performance. You know, he who fails to plan plans to fail. So definitely, while you're sitting there, you know, create a plan for yourself for when you get out from day 1, day 2, day 3, and just put it in motion and make it happen. And, you know, find someone to help you, whether it be me and United Players, one of the other great CBOs out there. Find someone to help you, man, because, you know, you're not an island. There's people out here to help. That's a beautiful thing about San Francisco. There's a lot of programs that are willing to help you, and it's free. So let's make it happen. Shout out to Uncle Ray for putting this video together. You the man.
Yeah, my name is David Monroe. I'm 34 years old now. I've been out 8.5 months after serving a 19-year sentence. I was sentenced to 15 years to life when I was 15 years old for gang-related murder. And right now, thank God, I'm at the United Players Center in San Francisco, but I'm originally from Stockton, California. And when I was there, I was one of those youth who just didn't listen. I didn't get it. I seen it around me all the time. I have an older brother who's in prison doing life for gang murders. Uncles, cousins, my parents are both gang members, brothers, sisters, the whole 9 yards. And so it was destined for me to be in this lifestyle, you know. And unfortunately for me, I didn't know how to break that trend within my family, is to be the one to get out of it and do something better. Unfortunately, I committed murder as well when I was 15 years old, and in doing the life sentence, I went from juvenile hall to California Youth Authority, and when I turned 18, they sent me to prison. And there, you know, that was the wake-up call, is that, as we hear a lot of people talk about, you know, when you go to juvenile hall, I was there twice before I ever caught the life sentence and went to adult court. But I always felt like everything was a slap on the wrist. I went to juvenile hall for, I believe I did 26 days the first time I went. Got out, right back on the streets. I went back in within, I believe it was about 2 weeks. I violated. I didn't do my work project. I wasn't going to school. Probation. It wasn't nothing. And they violated me. They let me out early for Christmas. And within 5 days, I murdered somebody. Because to me, it was a slap on the wrist. They were never going to do anything to me. I'm young. I'm 15. They can't really do nothing. At the best, they'll try me as a juvenile and give me juvenile life. I'll be home when I'm 25. It's nothing. Unfortunately, I was wrong with that. I didn't understand the law, And it cost me 19 years of my life, and that's to say the least. You know, I came home with somebody who had did 35 years on a 15 to life sentence, and it was easy for me to feel blessed at that point to know that somebody in the exact same situation I was in at 15 did 35 years and I only did 19. But thank God for that. You know, I was one of the smart ones who got it at a certain point before it was too late. So I went to prison at 18 years old, doing 15 to life, and it wasn't to say that I just started doing good immediately. I was in and out of the holes. I was gang banging. I was fighting, getting in riots, doing everything that you're supposed to do when you go to prison to earn your name and your respect, so that you're not one of those guys on the yard getting picked on. And so, you know, I earned my bones, and I did that. But at a certain point, I understood that this was not it for me, that I had to do something better. And what helped me out was I used to read a book called Timeless Wisdom. And there's a saying in there that says the only people in life to get even with are those who have helped you. And me, I had spent my whole life trying to get even with, or forgetting about the people who were there for me, because it wasn't a lot. You know, a mother, a sister, a brother, an uncle, you know what I mean? But all these other people had did me wrong. My dad, my brothers, my sisters, my uncles, the ones who didn't care, the ones who said bad things about me. And those people mattered more to me at the time. I just didn't know it. If you asked me, I would tell you I love my mother more than anything. But my actions showed the complete opposite. Is I was still doing everything she told me not to do, but I would tell her I loved her. And so at a certain point, as I was growing up as a man in prison, it worked. It clicked in my head is, I'm tripping. I'm fighting for the wrong people, and I'm doing all the wrong things and getting all the wrong attention. And when I realized that, you know, that I did love my family and those people who were still there, you know, not my homies, they told on me, not my friends who said they were my friends and nobody's visited, nobody's sending money, I'm not getting any mail or birthday cards or anything. It's coming from my parent, you know, my mother, who is my mother and my father. It's coming from the people who care, and that was enough. And so at that point I said, I'm going to start getting even with those people. And at that point I started taking a whole bunch of self-help programs, anger management, NAAA. I believe I got 7 trades. I got a high school diploma, a GED, and I graduated from college. And that was one of the reasons why they let me go home so early, because a lot of people didn't get that message until they were in their 30s or 40s, and I got it when I was in my 20s, realizing that I had to do something better. And so that's why I'm here. That's why I'm in front of this camera today, is to say that, and it's a cliche and everybody says it, but to say that if I could change, you could. You know, to be 15 years old and think that it's okay to shoot another kid and kill him, that takes a lot. That shows you how far gone a kid can get removed from his humanity. And then to look today, 20 years later, and to see me in UP working with these same kids that 15, 20 years ago, I would have probably tried to kill you because you liked the opposite color, or you were from the opposite side, or you were from a whole nother city. You know, that's the power of change. That's the power of growth. That's the power of maturity. You literally see things and do things different. And I totally see that in me now. I went from a lazy kid who didn't care. I would take all the easy roads, the fast money. Now I work 3 jobs like it's nothing. You know, I'm getting ready right after this interview. I'm going to work. And I work for $14 an hour. And I'm happy to say that, because when I was in prison, I was working for 75 cents an hour as a lead electrician. Something that I would be making $75 an hour for right now. And so I would say that to all the kids is think about those people who love you and who care for you. And it might not be a lot. It might literally be one. But it's enough. As long as you feel it in here and you let it carry you, you know, it will carry you. And the other thing I would say for these kids is you need to know who you are. You need to figure that out. You know, some of us, we need a lot of help. We need a lot of people to pat us on our back, to push us in the right direction, to guide us, and some don't. but you have to figure out if that's you, because if you're the person who needs help, if you're the person who needs somebody to guide you, then you need to go in that direction. For me, I wasn't that person. There's a saying that says, failure is the greatest opportunity I have to know who I am. And the one thing I learned about myself is I'm not a quitter, because I could have. I could have quit in prison and joined the gang and got even deeper into it, and my goal could have been to become one of the biggest, baddest Northerners ever to walk around in a prison. I could have made my name that big, and I chose not to. I chose to be the one that did what he had to do to get out of that place and do something better. And now I want to make my name big, and I want to be known for helping people. And so hopefully within the next year, my goal right now is to open a center, the United Player Center in Stockton, by Christmas next year. So it's possible, man. It's possible. Hard work, dedication, and humanity. You have to have a heart, and if you don't, you have nothing.
The past made me who I am, I'm not ashamed of the pain, but the future is brighter, so that I'ma claim I'm not in and out for the light to the fame, but the flame I create, the phoenix, yeah, I'm flying today. Was in the midst of the battle, slipping, gripping the gravel, but they couldn't hold the paddle. Pinnacle, I'm about to settle. We taking off, yeah, like a rocket launcher. Yeah, about to conquer. The purpose getting stronger, becoming a monster. So let me out of my cage. I'm here to make a change. Yeah, fire burning in me. I was pushed down and told I'd be nothing more. Rose coming from concrete, rising off the dirty floor. And through the toughest time, man, I seen it all. Had my back against the wall. Now I'm standing tall, lead then achieve. I'ma get it all. Got my future in my hand like I shook the 8-ball. Been through the toughest time, man, I seen it all. Had my back against the wall. Now I'm standing tall, lead then achieve. I'ma get it all. Got my future in my hands like I shook the 8-ball.
Look into the 8-ball, but it's landed on the edge. I don't know what I've been doing, hanging on this precipice. Lacking the knowledge, so I've been searching for answers. But I know that I know nothing until I learn it forwards and backwards. So I'm realizing right now I'm looking at the ball for answers. Maybe I should analyze or read some of my own chapters. Cause why the hell I've been writing a whole book for? If I wanna rip it up, I gotta put the pieces to the floor. Too much been flying the wrong way for me. Maybe I should let it go instead of asking. Find my right path when I'm on my wrong road. I'm way better at finding what I shouldn't have known. So I guess I'm climbing out of the snow. Look at him go. I'ma just kill everything, no matter I'ma grow. Never worry about the how or the why, long as I fly. Spread eagle like a skater bailing, not knowing if he gon' die.
The toughest time, man, I seen it all. Had my back against the wall. Now I'm standing tall, lead then achieve. I'ma get it all. Got my future in my hand like I shook the 8-ball. Been through the toughest time, man, I seen it all. Had my back against the wall. Now I'm standing tall, lead then achieve. I'ma get it all. Got my future in my hand like I shook the 8-ball.
It's ridiculous to know if I'm feeling it. Where to go from where I stand, it's out of focus. Let it flow like the ocean. Tried to wash away my past, so I snatched me some potions. Then I found a pen and put it to paper. You ain't got nothing on me. Already went Super Saiyan and that's 3 losses you went and took. Try to manipulate my future, I'm the boss, you a crook. Don't get it twisted, I'm the bishop, you a rook. And see, I got the advantage, cause yeah, you looking real shook. My future just like the light that I shine is blinding when you take a look. So don't take me for a fool, levitate to the top and recognize that I ain't nobody's tool. A king's throne is golden, when has he ever just let it get stolen? You must be crazy here, you know I'm insane. You think I ever let my future remotely look like a game? You must be kidding now, I know where your head is, but mine is on the brink, so please don't even bother to test it.
Been through the toughest time, man, I seen it all. Had my back against the wall. Now I'm standing tall, lead then achieve. I'ma get it all. Got my future in my hand like I shook the 8-ball. Been through the toughest time, man, I seen it all. Had my back against the wall. Now I'm standing tall, lead then achieve. I'ma get it all. Got my future in my hand like I shook the 8-ball. The past made me who I am, I'm not ashamed of the pain, but the future is brighter, so that I'ma claim I'm not in and out for the light to the fame, but the flame I create, the phoenix, yeah, I'm flying today. Was in the midst of the battle, slipping, gripping the gravel, but they couldn't hold the paddle. Pinnacle, I'm about to settle. We taking off, yeah, like a rocket launcher. I shook the 8-ball. Been through the toughest time, man, I seen it all. Had my back against the wall, now I'm standing tall. Believe in the cheese, I'ma get it all. Got my future in my hands like I shook the 8-ball.
Look into the 8-ball, but it's landed on the edge. I don't know what I've been doing, hanging on this precipice. Lacking the knowledge, so I've been searching for answers. But I know that I know nothing until I learn it forwards and backwards. So I'm realizing right now I'm looking at a ball for answers. Maybe I should analyze or read some of my own chapters. Cause why the hell I've been writing a whole book for? If I wanna rip it up, I gotta put the pieces to the floor. Too much been flying the wrong way for me. Maybe I should let it go instead of asking. Find my right path when I'm on my wrong road. I'm way better at finding what I shouldn't have known. So I guess I'm climbing out of the snow. Look at him go. I'ma just kill everything, no matter I'ma grow. Never worry about the how or the why, long as I fly. Spread eagle like a skater bailing, not knowing if he gon' die.
Been through the toughest time, man, I seen it all. Had my back against the wall, now I'm standing tall. Believe in the cheese, I'ma get it all. Got my future in my hand like I shook the 8-ball. Been through the toughest time, man, I seen it all. Had my back against the wall, now I'm standing tall. Believe in the cheese, I'ma get it all. Got my future in my hand like I shook the 8-ball.
It's ridiculous to know if I'm feeling it. Where to go from where I stand, it's out of focus. Let it flow like the ocean. Tried to wash away my past, so I snatched me some potions. Then I found a pen and put it to paper. You ain't got nothing on me. Already went Super Saiyan and that's 3 losses you went and took. Tried to manipulate my future, I'm the boss, you a crook. Don't get it twisted, I'm the bishop, you a rook. And see, I got the advantage, cause yeah, you looking real shook. My future just like the light that I shine is blinding when you take a look. So don't take me